Hi Virgo, it's Lynn from Tinker Tarot and Cartomancy. I'm here to do your October 2025 reading. And October is the 10th month, as you know. And the 10 is about transformation, going through a doorway, leaving a room and going into another room. We're shifting, right? And in this shift, you're really changing. There's something really changing in you, and it's good. It's really good. I see here in the Sacred Rebels Oracle um, that, first of all, defend to the end the worthwhile. I feel like you've gained a lot of wisdom. You're a very wise person, and and have a lot of information. You know a lot of things, and you have championed causes. You have stood up for the downtrodden. You've fought injustice and all kinds of things, and shed tears in this matter for those that suffer, including yourself. But you are asked to feel things in a different way. You're asked to move forward and turn this wisdom from the heart, to protect a love, a love that's inside of you, your heart. And it's to think more from the heart instead of the mind. In fact, both of these cards that you have are very much the transformation from the mind to the heart. The mind plans, thinks, strategizes. The heart feels, senses, intuits, you know? And then you have beyond the mind, the heart beats. And this is again about letting your feel your way through something, okay? We can get too busy in our heads and let our heads strategize and analyze everything to death. And there's something here that you need to feel your way through. I love all the things happening. So there is a nest on her head with robin's eggs. So the birth of something new here, okay? And robin's eggs are particularly unique and beautiful because they're these beautiful bright blue color. Then there's a DNA strand here, okay? And the oh, I hate when I forget the words to things. But anyway, I'll come up with it in a sec. And even though we can make a creation, we never know what it's going to truly become. That's the mystery in creation. And so we'll make it and let it be what it is. It's about letting things flow and feeling your way through something, really getting in touch with your feelings and how to um, get out of your head, kind of thing. Oh, what's that word I'm looking for? But anyway, then in the um, transparent tarot, which I'm also using this month, the transparent tarot. First, what jumped out for you is the 10 of Swords. That looks upside down. Yes, it is upside down. The 10 of Swords. So here's someone with, 10 swords in them. They've suffered a lot, they've grieved a lot. And I feel like this is something that you've gone through quite a bit on your own, some sort of suffering. And you may not share that or have shared very much or the intensity of it with others. It's something you've gone through on your own. But you're at the 10, okay? And we are at the 10 in October, where this is the end of the suffering and the thinking and the blaming and shaming and all that, because 7 of those swords other people put in other situations, but the last 3 we put in ourselves. we continue the damage and the words and the thoughts ourselves. But this is the end of that. This is where you're beginning to heal. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. So you're balancing your way out of this situation. You're starting to heal, because the Pentacles are very much about healing. Okay. And you're starting to find more balance, learning how to balance these two sides of yourself, what you were and where you've come from and what you've been through, but also, there's a deeper side of you that is, deep within your feelings of comfort, of acceptance. And so you're beginning a healing journey. You might be learning this from somebody. You might be taking a class. You might be exploring a new creative ability, that's it's igniting something in you. But I feel there's still, it's still at the beginning of the journey. Okay, you're trying to find balance. In the recent past, you have quite a few twos here, and I'm curious about the cartomancy when we get to that. But in the recent past, you begin with the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords is where we're having a hard time seeing something, okay? We're refusing to believe it, refusing to see it. You know, I don't have a drinking problem, or I don't have problem communicating with people, or, something like that. And it may not even be within yourself, but I kind of feel like it is, because I feel like this is a big self exploration you're going through right now. So you're kind of at this standstill where you need to see something to proceed forward in a good way, to get away from this overthinking, overanalyzing. And one of the things you have trouble seeing is how much work and energy and how actually really good you are at what you do, whatever that is, whether it's at work, whether it's your creative ideas, and what is the measure of success. You know, it could be one thing to one person, another thing to another person. So you are thinking about this and the measure of success, and I think recalculating it, what success means to you, working very hard, putting a lot of time, energy, and focus into something here. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is, what am I going to do with all this that I have created, that I have my mastered, because you've gotten some mastery here in this eight. It's the eight, right? And so the knight wants to do something with it now. Okay, wants to put it into action, wants to display it, wants to sell it, wants to, create it, wants to move in that direction, take action on it. But it's a slow process with the knight. He moves slower. He's very sensible. You're very sensible, Virgo, where you're a planner too. So this is going to be hard for you because you're so used to planning and strategizing, and to just go with something with how it feels. I think you're a little bit guarded here, in this night, which is why he's moving slowly and carefully, and probably protective of your heart and others. In the present, we begin with the King of Swords. The King of Swords could be an air sign around you, a Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini person. This also could be you, Virgo, at this time in your life, maybe mid-October, where the king is very analytical. He's very strategic. He thinks about every move he's very smart. He's mastered the mind. And so this is important. I think you've mastered the mind. Now it's time to master the heart, okay? The king could be a strong influence, someone you go to talk to, you get advice from, perhaps. But this also could be an old part of yourself that you're chained to in a way. So here is the chain. This is the devil energy where we're chained or enslaved to something. And it's his heart that's enslaved here, not his mind, his heart. So this is what you need to set free is your heart. And that begins with healing. Healing is how to get out of this trap. It's becoming smaller in a way, learning something new, learning a new way through healing in some way. This could be yoga, this could be, I feel like it's some sort of something you do for yourself. Go for walks in nature, grounding yourself in some way. Um, smelling things, feeling that wind, ignite your senses here is, I think, and I think this is new for you in some way. And then near the end of October, ooh la la, look at that. So one of the things is this is really improving communication, relationships for you. You could have had a hard time trusting in the past because your memory never forgets, but you're able to forgive, okay? And so this is either reuniting with someone or really clicking and clicking with other people, being able to see eye to eye. And there's a bit of a heart shape in between these two here, okay? There's a bit of a heart shape. So there's something growing for you, especially. Now look at that. The sun is in the middle. Look at the sun, you know, and they're very even, these people, they both want happiness, they're both feeling youth, alive. There's a connection. The sun brings us together. It's also a signal of growth. There's something growing here that's important and successful. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune, and in this deck it's represented, I want you to see here, it's represented by the medicine wheel. And the medicine wheel is finding balance with the four parts of ourselves. We are in the middle. And the four parts are your emotional, your physical, your spiritual, and not your spiritual, your mental and your spiritual. So finding balance and contributing, honoring those four parts of ourselves, and they all need your attention. And you need to use all of those parts of yourself when making decisions, when moving forward, when considering things. Okay. Oops, I like them to all be straight. So that Wheel of Fortune is really tying it all together. There's some sort of balance in this relationship, partnership, perhaps, success. And I think it's are able to find balance within yourself. Seeing those two sides, acknowledging both these sides of yourself, where you've been and where you're going, who you were and who you are. There's a little bit of all of that in you, and all those things that you've been through are lessons now. You don't carry them like stones you're dragging behind you. They're lessons, and you're using them as like an encyclopedia, that you can look back on and refer to, but not in a painful way, in a spiritual way, in an emotional way, and a forgiving way. I feel like there's a forgiveness in this, and probably a lot of it is toward yourself. Okay, this is beautiful energy. Also with the Wheel of Fortune, there is change coming. It's a 10, another 10. So there is change coming in your life that is going to be happy joyful, successful, um, connected, growth, light. It's a big yes for sure. A big yes. Oh, that is so nice. So then we have the cartomancy. And in the cartomancy, it begins with tears. So some sort of sadness, grief. Sometimes these are happy tears too, but also letting ourselves cry, letting it out, like feeling it and getting it out, acknowledging it. So I've already shuffled all these cards. I'm going to push these up here a bit more. And they're all ready to deal out. And I make 7 piles, and I go around until there's 3 cards in each pile. There we go. So, in the present, look at that. There is love right there. The beginning of love that we have for others begins with ourselves. We're able to accept love, forgive, receive love. And when we love ourselves, when we give all that to ourselves, okay? There could be a new addition to the family and something to do with a new home here, okay? I see negotiations like there's something going on in the family for sure, okay? People are talking. But I also feel like there's possible negotiations for a new home, and this could be long term happiness. This is what you're working on, you're speaking about, you're networking about, is the beginning of long term happiness and healing. This is really, really nice card, but I feel like there's some sort of communication that you may have to work on it. It's a lot of talking and communication and working it out. I think also you need to share what you're going through because others don't necessarily know and they can't help you if they don't know. They're not aware. But this is really nice. The Ace of Hearts is beautiful card to get. And then the 10 of Hearts on top of that, another 10 for you, Virgo. Coming in, you have the 7 of Clubs, the 5 of Clubs, and the 3 of Diamonds. So the 7 of Clubs is worry, concern. But this is an opportunity that really could work out for you. This is a gain somehow. And this could be in your creative ability, in what you want to do with that creative ability, because I feel like there's movement going on here. Um, and you may have had some doubt or worry about where it was going to go, how it was going to be taken. It's flying away on me. I need to get control of it, because you like to have control over things, not in this negative way, but in a secure way. But this, my dear and my darlings, is going to lead to the beginning of your wish coming true. Things are starting to come together. You might start making a little bit of money from the work that you're doing, that whatever you're making or creating or working toward, okay? And this makes you happy. This is a beautiful reading so far. Above you, you have the Queen of Diamonds, the 7 of Hearts, and the King of Clubs. The Queen of Diamonds is an older woman, could be a man too. She's mature, she's over 50 at least. She's wise, she's very wise, has a lot to contribute. She's also a guide, could be our mother or grandmother, could be our landlord or someone that is in charge of something, could be our boss even. And then the King of Clubs is quite a friendly figure, dynamic, creative problem solver, like also gives good advice, but with the help to accompany it. The Queen is she more gives you the information and lets you take it to where you want to take it and learn your own lessons, where the king is physically helpful. He tries to be involved, you know what I mean? But I got to tell you now, there seems to be some sort of jealousy or envy between these people. This could be a woman or a man, and this could be a man or a woman. You know, you can switch the sexes around how you want. I feel like this person is older than this person, but it could be some sort of envy. So someone could be envying you or you them. Maybe you both envy each other for different reasons, but there is something to learn in that. We usually try to be around people we admire. We see them and we think, wow, they seem to play guitar so well, or they're such a good communicator. I love how they talk and get their point across. And we try and be around them more to learn how to do that because we'd like to be more like that. So sometimes envy isn't necessarily a negative thing. We learn from others so because we want to be more like that. You know, we currently lack that quality or character and we're wanting to gain from it. So this is mostly good energy here, I'm feeling. Then in your work pile, and it doesn't always have to be work, but it looks like there's some sort of collaboration. There's a relationship growing here. This could be yourself. Any of these people could be you. Okay, you have to decide. The Queen of Clubs and the King of Clubs usually are brown or hazel-eyed people, brown hair. They could have olive features, but it's mostly about their creative ability and able to take an idea and put it into action. They're action oriented people, problem solver. Um, and friends, they're seen as friendly people. They can get along with anyone pretty much. Okay. Now, this is a relationship that's growing between you and this person. You could share a love. This could be a relative, even, but I feel like there's steps in relationship happening here. And then a collaboration. You're going to collaborate together, work on something together, share an idea, share a process, perhaps, contribute to something together that I don't know, there's some sort of where you get together and do something. So one person maybe knows how to make the product, the other person knows how to sell it, or promote it. Something like that in collaboration. How others are seeing you or influencing you. Ha ha ha. Another six. So you have the Ace of Diamonds, the Six of Clubs, and the Jack of Clubs. So I feel like this is a letter, a contract, something that you're probably going to sign and commit to. It could have to do with a new home here, um, and a move possibly. This is taking steps. You may have to put some time and energy into this place. It could be taking steps, or it could this negotiation or these steps, or how you get there, find out about this, who you're working with. I feel you may put something in writing, agree to something because you're both putting in an equal amount, and this is with a friend. Okay, this is with a friend. You could be moving in with a friend, starting a business with a friend. You're doing something together. Okay, taking steps together. I feel like there is a lot of cards in your whole reading that's talking about partnership in some way, and maybe you've had to let go, like it's taken you a while to get to this point, to give others power. You know you're you you have defenses, and you like to do things the way you like them, so you have been solitary doing something alone, and now there's more partnership, and so you need to let go of some of those fears, perhaps, eh? Now in the foundation you have the Queen of Spades, the eight of no, that is the Ten of Clubs, and the Two of Diamonds. Another 10 for you. So you have so many tens in this reading. So there's definitely something, an era ending here for you. I think it's in how you think and feel. I think it's in your partnerships and relationships. I think it's in your creative ability and what you're going to do with this now. Take next steps in it. I feel like it's a labor of love. It has something to do very much with your passions, something you believe in strongly. But anyway, the Queen of Spades is usually single, separated, divorced, or widowed. She could come from a time of hurt, experience something that was difficult. She could be a bit cold or direct. She could, a very serious person, you know. But here we have a completion here. This is a complete body of work. This is retiring from a job. This is, you know, and also a meeting, a business meeting about the how it's going to be, the details. This is a business meeting about the details of this work, of this place. You know, with so many tens here, I have a strong feeling you're moving. I think you're moving homes to begin with. And this change might be difficult for you, Virgo. You, even though you want it, it's difficult for you. It's hard for you to go through change, even though I feel like you've been going through it for a while. Okay. So, and this is very positive. This business meeting, very positive. I think you're going to get things in your favor. This person that you're having the meeting with could be the Queen of Spades. She could be you, or this could be the person that you're having the meeting with. And they're very direct sort of person, very factual, which you appreciate. But I think that you may negotiate something here about it. It might need work, or I don't know. And then in the surprise, you have the Jack of Diamonds, the Five of Spades, and the King of Spades. I think you're going to get some sort of news here about a loss, or someone has suffered a loss. You know, I got to tell you, the very first thing I've thought of is an animal, someone's pet, their cat, their dog that have been with them for 15 years or something like that. This person has suffered before, is single, separated, divorced, or widowed, find themselves alone at this time. There could have been a loss of a young person in their life. Maybe that person's just not around, going and living somewhere else, losing touch, communication, a bond, perhaps. I don't feel like they're dead. I feel like um they're absent. Okay, they're absent. And also the animal, it could be, there could be something to do with an animal, your pet, something like that. So this is a time of change, and when things are changing in your life and around you, and there's some things you'll have to let go of. You'll they need to be absent in your life so that you have space for other things. Not that you're going to let go of your animal, but if there is a loss, I think it's an animal. If it's a relationship, I think that they're just absent, they're not around or something. Maybe you only write to this person, something like that. Okay, so for some reason, this is a surprise for you. You're not expecting it. There's a possibility, I just felt, that someone, your kid or your someone close to you, a friend, could be going off to the military, could be moving away, like a real distance away, or there could be a connection loss at for like for a while. Okay, and people just have to go through their own things, just like you did. So this is very interesting. There's a lot of people in your reading, a lot of mature people, but you were at the same time you were going something through something new and exploring something new within yourself. You are taking yourself out of mental slavery where these thoughts were just going around like a gerbil wheel all the time, that you were telling yourself. I feel like it was you telling yourself, and I think you're breaking free of that now and treating yourself with love and being around those who feel the same way, want to live that way too. I feel also like you could be moving, you could be moving more in nature where it's out of the city kind of thing, and where you can smell the the trees and the grass and enjoy the sounds and, really connect. There's some sort of connection going on here. Okay. So you'll have to let me know, Virgo. I'm very happy for you. This is all welcome change in your life. And it's a slow process, but it's a very loving process, and which is nice. I'm very happy for you. Like, look at those beautiful robin eggs out there. Something is about to hatch for you. Okay, wonderful. All right, take care. Love you. Happy Halloween. Bye.